welcome to my culinary journey. I wanted to spend a few minutes showing you some of the things that I'm doing, so you'll notice that it's more focused on the area of the food and the actual stove and the actual preparation areas than it is about me, because this is really about learning the different techniques. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at cooking methods. So we're going to look at steaming, which of course is one of the first things that they actually teach you, so you'll notice you can hear this pot boiling. And then we're going to focus on braising. And then we're going to focus on mixing, so making sure that the textures are the right and correct way. So we're going to use kale. So kale, as you notice, is one of those products that a lot of people, they saw around the different salad bars, etc., and they look at it as like, well, that's a great decoration, but never want to eat it. Can be very tough, and it has this really long spine. So, but it's actually really easy to use. I mean, some people love it just fresh. I've used it in salads and dress it up. If you put like acids with it or balsamic and stuff, it really breaks down the fibers of it and makes it really soft. But it's a very good product to use, and it's one of your top 10 power foods. So with kale, like I said, it has this big long stem. So what you're going to do is I use my hands. I just pull off the leaves, and so if they're little like this, that's great. I just throw them in the pan, get them ready for steaming. If they're a little bit bigger, I just use my hands, because they talk about that your fingers are some of the best tools to have, especially if you're going to put in salt or something, that you just do a little bit of by the feel. So let me just pull this off here. You can actually, some people will take it and they just strip the whole stem. I just actually pull it off so I can see it a little bit easier like this. A lot of people will throw away the stems, but you can actually keep these stems, chop them up, and put them in a dehydrator, and then grind them up after that and use them as great little spices. So there's lots of uses for kale, and you can actually use the whole product. So I'll just finish here this up. Getting this ready. I do small bite-sized pieces. And a lot of times the reason why I don't use a knife on kale is sometimes it'll leave the knife marks and kind of mess with the integrity a little bit. So that's all I do. I don't put any salt and pepper. I wait till the end to see if there's anything needed, so I will get that going there. The next one we're going to do is braising. So what I use is about 1/4 cup of veggie broth. That's probably more like an 1/8. Get that going. And then you've got, like I said, all different sizes of kale, so just start peeling them down. Take that one out, just grab the stem off of that. Kale's really nice, especially in the summertime. It's very easy to make, or it's very easy to buy. And stuff you can find kale sometimes three bunches of them for $1. So it's a very cheap ingredient to be able to use. Another great way to do this too is that if you've got too much kale. So let's just say that I was braising this and was making all this up, and then come to find out I had, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 of these stalks, and I knew I wasn't going to be traveling or not being around this week. So what you can do also is lid on this to get this going. What you can do is take kale and scrunch it up in little tiny pieces, like little bite-sized pieces, throw it in a baggie, and then put it in your freezer. When you take it out and get ready to use it for soups, then you just take the baggie on top of it and you crunch it up, and then you dump it on your soup. Most people will think it looks like parsley. All right, the last way, of course, is mixing it with avocado, sort of breaking down this kind of rough, kind of chewy texture. So another bite-sized pieces, just pull it off. As you can see, it's very easy to pull off. Kale. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use avocado. So I'm going to use 1/2 of an avocado. Just cut it up in chunks. A little bit of lemon, you don't need much. Tiny little bit of salt. A little bit of fresh ground pepper. Alright, then you just take your hands and you get in there and you get messy. It's like when you were a kid. And you can put as little or as much avocado as you like. You can leave it chunky, or you can really get it in there and massage it into the leaves. So the more you massage it and the more you kind of mess with the kale, the more that the texture goes and more softens, which is really nice. You hear that to my little friends? Wash my hands. me grab a plate. Right here. A little messy in the bowl. So here you go with the avocado. So you've got the avocado, you got the lemon, you got the salt and the pepper. Absolutely wonderful. It's really nice and it's starting to get really soft. So you'll notice that the leaves still hold their texture, but at least it starts getting soft and the chewiness goes away. Let's check out the braising. Looks great. So if you look at the braising, you notice that the leaves, so the leaves and stuff here, they're more that lighter color and stuff, and then when you get up to the braising, you get that really, really dark color. So the braising looks really good. As you can tell, it doesn't take long, so it really breaks down the texture and it makes it very, very soft. So if you like to have greens in the morning or you just want to add it to a salad a little bit later on during the day, great way to do that. It's a lot less time. Braising is a lot less time than steaming, unless you have that hot, that pot of boiling water that's available at all times. So let me grab all this. It's a nice, beautiful texture. The leaves are really soft, which is really, really good. Turn that off. Steaming almost done. Got a few more of the pieces there. Don't want to put any good kale to waste. If you think about this, having kale like this, the braised kale, having it next to some other type of a dish, like a rice dish, etc., absolutely wonderful. Alright. A couple more minutes. That was for the steaming. Alright. So there you go. You've got your braised kale, you've got your steamed kale, and then you also have your kind of massaged avocado massaged kale. So 3 different ways to do kale. Hope you enjoy, and bada bing, bada boom, we will see you next time. Have a great day.